Discover solutions to issues that affect your family and professional life with practical information to help you get past life's adversities. Take a proactive approach to power up your life with Rosalie's expert resources.
The history of Valentine's has long been celebrated in February as the month of romance. During the Middle Ages in France and England, it was believed February 14th was the beginning of the birds' mating season, adding to the idea that Valentine's Day should be a day for romance. Although Valentine's greetings were popular as far back as the Middle Ages, written Valentines began to appear after the 1400s. Today, approximately 150 million Valentine's Day cards are exchanged annually, making Valentine's Day the second most popular card-sending holiday after Christmas. So from the classic to the unique, Emmy Award-winning consumer technology journalist Jennifer Jolly will help you express your love with gift picks to surprise your honey. Good morning, Jennifer.
Good morning. I had no idea about the history of Valentine's Day. That is so interesting. I always thought it was in February because in most of the country, it's so chilly. You just needed an excuse to snuggle up. So now I know the real history. I love that.
Yes, and speaking of history, I love history. So I also love classics. What's a great classic to give on Valentine's Day?
Well, feast your eyes on the perennial favorite, flowers. Now, here's the inside scoop here. The sooner you place the order, the better. But if you do happen to procrastinate like I always do, no worries, they will still get you covered. Online, super simple, easy, fast, straightforward too. And of course, flowers are truly that classic gift of love. These are all designed by individual artisans straight from your local florist. They are handcrafted and hand-delivered. Everything from roses, the ultimate classic expression of love, to purple orchids and lilies. Some even come with their own keepsake vases. So you can kind of think of this as the gift that gives so much in this pop of color, the gorgeous smells, all of that. But then with the classic vases, that gives all year round. So this is a great gift.
Well, how about a gift for someone who is stylish and techie?
That's right. Well, it's important for techies to protect the gadgets that we love, and for that we have OtterBox and their new Gorgeous Symmetry series. The cases come in fabulous colors and graphics combining style with protection. The new metallics are some of my favorites, those just out for the iPhone 7 or 7 Plus. Like all of the OtterBox products that I talk about, their dual-layer defense protects any devices from smartphones, all kinds, an entire array of devices from drops, bumps, and fumbles, those everyday life mishaps.
We all love fun, so what gift can you suggest that is surprisingly fun for Valentine's Day?
Well, here's a cute, customizable idea with a techie twist. You can create a picture of love with a personalized jigsaw puzzle. And all you need for that is the Magic Jigsaw Puzzle app. The mobile game already has more than 20,000 digital puzzles with a range of themes. Right now you can go in and search V-Day and unlock 30 more free romantic puzzles, or do like I did, create your own puzzle by uploading a picture from your phone or tablet. And once you're done, you can share it on Facebook. Sweet, cute, free to download and play. Upgrade options if you want those too. And you can get this particular app from all the major app stores.
All right, for those practical gift givers, any ideas for a practical romantic gift?
Well, for practical and romantic, let's take it straight to the bedroom, where 9 out of 10 couples disagree on the firmness of a mattress. So instead of sacrificing comfort, you can give a gift like the Sleep Number bed. It lets you both get what you want and need in the bedroom, a good night's sleep. You can adjust each side for comfort, firmness, and support. The bed also tracks your sleep and connects to your favorite apps like Fitbit or Nest, so you'll always know how your life is affecting your sleep and vice versa.
You know, it's important to get the entire family in the celebration for Valentine's Day because it's all about love. So suggest how we can engage our kids in the celebration of Valentine's Day.
Well, for something like that, take a look at these interactive designs from Minted. They are clever and engaging classroom valentines with foil details, matching stickers, and free shapes. They are sure to be a hit. But also a hit from Minted, customizable art gifts, personal, stunning, created by some of the best emerging artists in the world.
So how about a gift idea for the man in your life?
For men, and especially for those men who are really difficult to buy for, those men who already have everything, take a look at touchofmodern.com. They feature lifestyle products, fashion accessories, and gadgets that you just can't find anywhere else, but the prices are pretty low too. So you can think about everything like this, like they just have everything from a Bluetooth-controlled Ferrari to vintage watches or a device that lets him take a spin at being a pro DJ.
All right, so where can we learn more?
Read more about all of these at thunknews.com/love, or one more website to throw at you, techish.com, where we'll be doing giveaways of a lot of these gadgets. That's my brand new website.
Thanks, Jennifer, for joining us this morning and offering classic to unique gift ideas to keep you and your Valentine celebrating the meaning of love.
Thank you.
For the past 12 years and hundreds of puppies who took their place as canine contenders from hundreds of shelters to participate in the biggest game in adoption. Yes, we are talking. It is time for Puppy Bowl 13. The tailgating begins with Animal Planet, who's been working with 34 different animal shelters and rescue organizations from across 22 states to fill the rosters of Team Buff and Team Fluff with 78 adorable, adoptable players from this puppy pileup for this year. The bowl also features 3 pups with special needs, but we're not telling because they won't let their disability stop them from trying to score the winning touchdown and a loving home. Joining us this morning with a unique twist on competitive sports is Animal Planet's Puppy Bowl 13 referee, Dan Schachner. Good morning, Dan.
Good morning. How are you guys doing?
I'm great, thank you. So, Dan, Animal Planet teamed up with 34 different animal shelters and rescue organizations. Tell us about it.
Yes, every year we try to bring in as many shelters, rescue groups from across the country. This year we've got 78 dogs, all up for adoption. We've got cats during the halftime show, and we couldn't be more excited about this year's program.
All right, Dan, you have the puppy cam, you have the kiss cam, and you even have the kitten cam. So what's happening to get your players ready for this special day?
Always. Every year we're trying to amp it up a little bit more and more. So we continue to have our old favorites like the water bowl cam, the kiss cam, the cameras embedded inside of the stadium. But this year we're doing a couple of different things. Number one, we have an underdog award, and that's the award for the dog that, you know, might be a little bit shy, needs a little more motivation, sort of a Rookie of the Year award. We're going to be giving that out. This year our teams are going to be a little more organized because we're going to give out a Lombardi trophy at the end to crown our winner. And this year we're really excited about the fact that we have special needs dogs. It's kind of a new thing for us. You know, we all know puppies are adorable and can usually get adopted pretty quickly, but special needs dogs take a little bit more time sometimes because they present some more challenges to their potential, you know, new forever homes. So we've got a dog with 3 legs named Lucky who did fantastic, and a couple of other dogs as well. So we're really excited about our new initiative this year.
That's fantastic. But tell us, are there any new breakout puppy stars among the dogs this year?
This guy over here, Charlie, is relaxing a little bit before he gets on the field. But right now, in my mind, if I had to pick a couple of top ones, I would say look out for Nikita, look out for Rory, look out for Hope, look out for Daisy. Those are my top 4. I'm not saying any one of them win MVP, most valuable pup. I'm just saying that, you know, they got some superstar potential.
All right, so what can people expect this year with this pregame show?
Pregame gets bigger and better as well every year. We have a 1-hour pregame special on Animal Planet starting at 2 p.m. Eastern, just before the ref. I've also got a little special beforehand counting down my biggest, I guess, moments of glory from previous Puppy Bowls. And we're going to analyze the teams and look at these guys and look at their stats and how they stacked up after their draft and really if it's going to be Team Rough or Team Fluff this year. Now, bear in mind, Team Rough has won a couple of years in a row now, so Team Fluff is back out with a vengeance this year.
So tell us, Dan, are there any cute little cheerleaders cheering on the sidelines for the pups?
Always, but you know, if there's any dogs on the sidelines, we have them become players. We don't want them as cheerleaders. So our cheerleaders this year are rescue rabbits, also rescues. We also have we have an owl mascot, and we have a chinchilla mascot, and don't forget we have Meep the bird, and that's a bird that is tweeting out game updates throughout the game.
So Dan, this has to be one of the jobs that most of our viewers would envy. So what are some of the highlights for you in doing this type of work?
Well, for me every year it's just finding out how unpredictable these dogs can be, because it's not like regular human football where we have our set rules and this is how we play the game. And we kind of bend the rules a little bit to adjust to our particular dogs. Every dog presents new, I guess you'd say, challenges and opportunities. New exciting things happen. This year we had one dog that scored a touchdown in a very, let's say, unusual way. And that's all I'm going to say to tease it. So tune in this year and watch it. But that forced us to create a whole new way of scoring the game. So it's always new every year. 2 years ago, we had our first puppy field goal. That was a big deal. If you didn't think dogs could actually kick a ball, they can. We found out. So that's the beauty of Puppy Bowl. Every year, always something different.
And I understand through Animal Planet and the Puppy Bowl that you can even make a difference in another's life by raising a guide dog. Thanks, Dan, for joining us this morning and giving us a chance to meet some of these pups, because either win or lose or drool, all of these puppies have the same goal: to win the hearts of someone that will give them a great home.
Take care.
Did you know there are about 500,000 Floridians that are blind? Most of us take our eyes for granted from the moment we wake up to the moment we close them to go to sleep. Our eyes process tons of information from our everyday world, as our eyes send the information to our brain for processing so that the brain knows what's going on outside of our body. A recent Pearl Vision survey reveals over half of Americans said they trust their sense of sight most when evaluating situations. Here to share more on this survey is life coach Stephanie Zeeb. Good morning, Stephanie.
Thank you for having me.
Stephanie, did you find some of the survey results surprising?
What I did find surprising was that while people do trust their family and friends, they also had a really high level of trust for doctors. And it came through these small moments of personal connection and care, especially when doctors listened and understood their own, and understood what was really important to them. That's where trust was built.
Share some of the ways that we can increase our trust level.
Some of the ways that we can build trust is through really being mindful of these small moments, of listening with empathy, of communicating effectively, of being consistent and honest and in integrity about how we are being with one another. I think that we really want to be seen and safe and cared for, and that's up to each of us to come to the table. And whether that means you're at an eye exam or you're with your friends and family, it's something that creates an experience of trust.
Why is it so important to make personal connections when it comes to our health?
The personal connections with health is, trust is really the basis for everything. It's the foundation upon which successful relationships are built and businesses are built. And we have to, if we don't trust our caregivers, then how are we going to really be healthy?
The survey found doctors are one of the few groups that have maintained their trust factor among Americans.
So it is a relationship that's built, it's a personal connection that's built, and it's happening through these small moments where we can really start to engage with one another on that level.
What attributes are Americans looking for when seeking healthcare information from a doctor or a medical professional?
I think they're listening. They're looking to be heard. They're looking for someone who really listens. They're looking for someone who gets what's important to them. And it's through those small moments of care and connection that trust is built. It's something that we see. It's something that we ultimately feel. And then that's where we can expand trust.
All right, Stephanie, so tell us where our viewers can learn more to ensure their eye health.
They can go to pearlvision.com to schedule their annual eye exam today.
Thanks, Stephanie, for joining us this morning and sharing why Americans trust their sight over any other sense.
Thank you.
According to the American Cancer Society, there were over 76,000 new cases of melanoma diagnosis in the U.S. last year. Melanoma is one of the most common types of cancer among young adults ages 20 to 39, and it accounts for 90% of skin cancer-related deaths. Sadly, more than 10% of melanoma patients whose disease has spread regionally or distantly, it's rarely curable with standard therapies. Here to discuss progress in treatment options is surgical oncologist Dr. Jonathan Zager, Director of Regional Therapies, Chair of Graduate Medical Education as Professor of Surgery at Moffitt Cancer Center in Tampa, Florida. Good morning, Dr. Zager.
Good morning, Rosalie.
Dr. Zager, tell us what is melanoma and explain what the distinction between melanoma and metastatic melanoma is.
So primary melanoma is when the tumor is on your skin. It's one of the forms of skin cancer. It's the third most common form of skin cancer, and as you mentioned, it's diagnosed in about 75,000 patients per year. Metastatic melanoma is when the tumor starts to spread to distant organs around your body. There's about 10,000 patients in the United States per year that are going to die from metastatic melanoma.
All right, so what's the difference in treatment for patients with early melanoma and those with advanced melanoma?
The early melanomas are treated surgically, where we will go ahead and we're going to excise with a certain margin that primary skin tumor. And sometimes, based on the depth of the melanoma itself, we might take out a few lymph nodes that drain that area of skin to see if the melanoma has spread early to the lymph nodes. Whereas metastatic melanoma, when it has spread throughout the body, there are other options, systemic therapy options. About 10 years ago, we only had chemotherapy as an option, and the chemotherapy really didn't work for the patients with metastatic melanoma. The prognosis was poor. More recently, we've had numerous advances in the therapeutic options for patients with metastatic melanoma, such as targeted therapies, immunotherapies, and most recently, oncolytic viral therapy called Imlygic. Imlygic is a herpes virus that has been engineered and modified for us to inject it directly into melanoma tumors, and then the herpes virus will cause the melanoma tumors to rupture and die. It hasn't shown to have an overall survival benefit, and we use it for unresectable metastatic melanoma that has spread after that initial surgery. We don't use it in immunocompromised patients or patients with widespread disease. And in my practice, I've been using it in the appropriate patients, and I'm seeing about 1/3 of the patients have a very good response.
So what is the meaning of regional therapies?
Regional therapies is a type of therapy for metastatic melanoma when it's really localized in a region. So you can have something called in-transit melanoma, where the melanoma is between that primary tumor, let's say on your ankle, and the regional nodal basin, which would be in your groin. The melanoma can start kind of crawling up your leg and pop up in different sites in like the dermis or the subcutaneous tissue. So when it's regionally metastatic, so it hasn't spread throughout your body, we can use modalities, regional therapies. Imlygic, the local injection of this herpes tumor, is a regional therapy.
What is meant by novel therapies, and how has it changed the landscape of melanoma treatment?
Well, I mean, the most novel therapy, you have, again, targeted therapies, immunotherapies, and then, again, this herpes virus, which is very novel because it's the only oncolytic virus that's FDA approved for treatment of cancer. that's very novel. We took the common cold sore virus and re-engineered it to be able to inject it into metastatic melanoma and have the melanoma have a response. The virus is engineered just to attack the tumor cells and not to cause the common cold sore or other problems.
Dr. Zager, why is melanoma awareness so important for everyone to understand? And what should we do to prevent it?
Melanoma awareness is twofold. One, you want to try to prevent it, obviously. And to prevent it, we need to put on sunscreen, I would say SPF 30 or higher, and to make sure we're reapplying it after we're swimming or sweating, wearing sun protective clothing. As well as part of awareness is if you have any lesion that's changing, a mole that's changing color, size, or shape, or any lesion on your skin that's crusting and or bleeding, you want to go to your dermatologist or primary care physician as early as possible to have it evaluated. Because the prognosis for melanoma is better with earlier detection. So the earlier you detect it, the easier the treatment and the better the prognosis is.
So where can our viewers learn more?
You can go to imlygic.com, which is spelled IMLYGIC. You can go to the National Comprehensive Cancer Network, or nccn.org, or you can go to moffitt.org, which is our NCI-NCCN Cancer Center in Tampa.
Thank you, Dr. Zager, for educating our viewers this morning on the most aggressive forms of skin cancer and creating awareness of protecting our skin while out in the sun to prevent skin cancer.
Thank you, Rosalie.
Life has many unexpected turns, and how you respond to adversities in life determines your life's outcomes. That's proven to be evident to the millions of fans of American Idol star and songwriter Danny Gokey. Drawing from his own life experiences, he continues to search for meaning as he assures listeners that hope beacons even in the darkest moments, believing we are stronger than we think, and that no problem is too great to overcome through a comeback. And even those wounded by loneliness can find love. All these messages stem from Gokey's music and most personal struggles and triumphs. Danny joins us this morning to share the release of his new album, which is one word: Rise. Good morning, Danny.
Good morning, Rosalie. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. So, Danny, why did you title your new album one word: Rise?
You know, it's interesting because when I went to set out for this album and to create it, you know, I had to start from scratch. And so I started crafting songs and working on ideas. And as we started accumulating the songs that we knew would make the record, we knew that we wanted to say something and say something strong. And it didn't need to be a whole lot. Sometimes you could say a whole lot by saying a little. And the song, which is the title track, Rise, is you know, I create music from a very personal place, and just like you shared, from the things that I've walked through. I went through some things as a child that I didn't understand and didn't get, and I persevered and made it through that, things I didn't like. And then I met my first wife and we got married, and she ended up passing away 4 years into our marriage. But you know, the kicker is what got me 3 years ago. I fell into this pretty bad depression. And as I look at it back now, I understand where that depression came from. There were some undealt with wounds and some pains and some hurts and some bitterness that I just kind of pushed inside from things that I never fully dealt with, didn't understand. Sometimes we don't know how to deal with things. And I found a lot of healing through that season. And I wrote that song from that place, Rise, because once I found my healing, I knew I wanted to share that healing with other people, because I feel like a lot of people are fractured and a lot of people pretend and we find these escapes. But honestly, it's like you said in the beginning, you said how we respond is everything. Our response to the difficulties really determines the quality and also the level of life that we're going to help others experience as well. And so I found healing, and now my healing through music is now bringing others healing. So I really encourage people to rise out of the darkness, to really not avoid those things, but deal with those things so that your story can help others like mine is helping others.
In my nonprofit work for people with disabilities, I encourage hope through advocacy. So what message will your listeners gain from your new album? I
think, you know, first of all, is that hope, it's honestly, it's the thing that we need, especially in times that we live in today. We must be carriers, and we must, because if we don't have hope, then that means we have nothing else to live for. And if we have nothing else to live for, honestly, we will waste our lives. And a lot of times, people make really bad decisions when they feel like there's nothing left to live for. But what I want to tell people is there is so much to live for. And so that's the message I want to spread. Now, it's kind of cool because with this album, you know, hope at times, you know, you can get cheesy. So I love the fact when I was working with these awesome producers that we created these amazing sounds. Sonically, the album is huge. And we crafted it in such a way that it's not like we're hitting people on the head with this message. What we're doing is people are being entertained with the music, yet it's feeding their soul. And that was like the best part. Now, obviously, not there's love songs on it. There's different things, raw emotional songs. But that was kind of how we crafted this message. It's a journey. And so I'm really excited.
So now you're going on a major tour. And as you head out on that open road, how do you prepare every day to keep your music fresh for months?
You know what? To keep it fresh, because I love that you mentioned this, is because honestly, at times it can get to a habit. I mean, this tour I'm going on is over 40 cities. And so what I do is that I remember that inside myself that this is a new moment. And that new moment, because people have, even though I've done this show X amount of times, people haven't seen it yet. And always to give my best, because you never know who's, you know, it's funny, I get a lot of letters from people, and what I do, I've got countless letters of people saying that my music has saved their life. And I always have to remember that it's important what I do. And this is not something I just do because it feels good and I get all these benefits from it, but it's something I do because people are at the center of it. When people are at the center of what you do, you tend to always give your best, and you tend to give your most because it's about them and not about you. It's not from a selfish place.
Tell us about the nonprofit Sophia's Heart and how to get involved.
Sophia's Heart is a foundation that I started after my first wife passed away. Oddly enough, with her insurance policy that I didn't know she had through her job. It was part of a health benefits package. But to make a very long story short, Sophia's Heart, we have housed over 200 homeless families in Nashville and rehabilitated them. We've built over 15 wells around the world. We've built orphanages.
All right, Danny, tell us where our viewers can find more information about your tour and your new album.
It's in stores everywhere. Go to DannyGoki.com. You can find me on my social, but at Target, Walmart, and Christian bookstores, Lifeway stores, family Christian stores, and online digital outlets.
Thanks, Danny, for joining us this morning and sharing your powerful message of hope and to rise above life's challenges. And we wish you much luck with your new album, Rise.
Thank you, Rosalie.
Loving ourselves begins with caring for our health in every aspect so that we can face all of life's adversities by rising above to find that we are stronger than we think. Share with us your personal struggles and triumphs through life's darkest moments at facebook.com/Rose Lee Show and follow us on Instagram at The Rose Lee Show. And watch this episode and many others here at ION Television or 24/7 at RoseleeArcherShow.com. Thanks for joining us this morning, and we do look forward to seeing you soon.